discuss the various points on the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan bill. We have a very eminent panelist with us, and on my screen, from top left side, we have on the top left hand side, we have Dr. Ravi K. Srivastava, eminent Vice Chancellor of Vijay Bhumi University. So we welcome you, Dr. Ravi K. Srivastava, sir. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for joining the webinar. Then on the left hand side, we have Dr. Preeti Bajaj, Director of GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management from Greater Noida. So we thank you, ma'am, Dr. Preeti, ma'am, for joining this webinar. And then in the second row, we have Dr. David Jain, mentor CEGR and past president CEGR and very strong pillar of CEGR, chancellor of Prestige University and chairman of the Prestige Education Foundation. So we welcome you, Dr. David Jain, sir. Now we have Dr. A.G. Thakur, Vice Chancellor, Sanjeevani University from Maharashtra. So we welcome you, Dr. A.G. Thakur, sir. Then we have one eminent academician with us, Dr. Parag Kalkar, Pro Vice Chancellor of Pune Savitribai Phule Pune University. So we welcome you, Dr. Parag Kalkar, sir. Then on the third row in the then we have Dr. Sachin Gupta, Chancellor Sanskriti University and the very eminent visionary leader among with us. So Chancellor of Sanskriti University and Senior Vice President of CEGR. So we welcome you, Dr. Sachin Gupta, sir, in this webinar. Then we have Dr. Bhartesa, a trustee of Oswal Education Foundation from Jamnagar. So we welcome you, Dr. Bhartesa, sir. And then we have Dr. Partha Sarkar, Principal GIS College of Engineering, along with us. So we welcome you, Dr. Partha Sarkar, sir. And few more persons are joining in this webinar. So with this, now I request Dr. David Jain, mentor CEGR and past president CEGR, to present the welcome and opening remarks on behalf of CEGR and to present his view on the Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan bill. Over to you, Dr. David Jain, sir.
Namaskar. Good afternoon to all present here for this important seminar on the introduction of new bill which enables India to be Viksit Bharat by 2047. Let me begin with a simple fundamental question. If India truly wants to become Viksit Bharat by 2047, can this be achieved with weak institutions? The answer is unequivocal no. Nations do not rise merely on GDP numbers. They rise on the strength of their universities, the credibility of their schools, and the character of institutions that produce thinkers, innovators, and responsible citizens. Today, we are not discussing just another bill. We are discussing the future architecture of Indian education. The Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan bill is not about control. It is about capacity. It is not about paperwork. It is about purpose. And most importantly, it is not about the government alone. It is about every educational institution in this country. Why this bill matters now? Let us reflect on where we stand today. India has more than 1,100 universities and nearly 43,000 colleges. We also have the largest youth population of the world. Yet, our gross enrollment ratio, GER, in higher education remains around 28%, while developed nations have crossed 50%. We produce graduates in large numbers, but employers still ask the painful and persistent question, are they ready to work? This gap is not because Indian students lack intelligence or ambition. It exists because our institutions are uneven in quality. Some institutions are world class, many are average, and some struggle to survive. This bill acknowledge that reality. It recognizes that India does not need only more institutions. India needs stronger, more credible institutions. What makes this bill different? In my understanding, the most important strength of this bill is its institutional first approach. For decades, our focus was largely on compliance and regulation. Now, the emphasis is shifting towards outcome and impact. The bill focuses on what truly matters: strong institutions, credible governance, a culture of research, academic integrity, and measurable social impact. This represents a mindset shift. A great institution is not built by circulars, it is built by leadership, trust, and accountability. Having worked in the education sector for over 3 decades, I can say this with conviction. You cannot micromanage excellence. You can only enable it. This builds moves in that enabling direction. Institutions as nation builders, history offers us valuable lessons. After World War II, Japan redesigned its universities to support nation rebuilding. South Korea closely aligned its universities with industry, enabling global champions like Samsung, Hyundai, LG to emerge. Even in India, institutions such as agriculture universities played a critical role during the Green Revolution, strengthening our food security and rural prosperity. Institutions matter because nations are ultimately built in classrooms, laboratories, and libraries. At the Prestige Education Foundation, we operate institutions across multiple cities in Madhya Pradesh. One lesson has been consistently reinforced: when faculty members are inspired, students excel. When institutions are accountable, society benefits. No bill can replace intent, but a well-designed bill can certainly support and scale intent. This bill attempts to do that. Role of private and philanthropic institutions, Viksit Bharat, must be inclusive. Today, more than 65% of higher education enrollment in India is handled by private and philanthropic institutions. This is not an opinion, it is a reality. Any national education vision that ignores this fact will struggle to succeed. What India needs is not suspicion, but constructive partnership. This bill signals that shift. Institutions are no longer seen merely as delivery mechanisms. They are being recognized as nation building platforms. That recognition is important. Research, innovation, and local relevance India currently spends about 0.7% on its GDP on research, while countries like South Korea invest over 5%. This gap is not only financial, it is structural and cultural. Research must address Indian realities on agriculture, healthcare, climate challenges, urban planning, digital inclusion. Every institution, regardless of its size, must ask itself, what problem of my region am I trying to solve? A Viksit Bharat cannot be built only in Delhi or Bangalore. It must also emerge from Indore, Gwalior, Bhopal, and smaller towns across India. This bill opens pathways for such decentralized and inclusive growth. My caution and my hope. Let me also state this clearly. No bill by itself can transform education. Implementation will determine everything. We must ensure transparency, fair and objective evaluation, minimal bureaucratic delay, respect for academic freedom. If these principles are upheld, this bill can become a meaningful turning point for Indian education. And in conclusion, I will conclude with a simple but sincere message. The government has shown intent. Now institutions must show courage. Do not ask, what will this bill give us? Ask instead, what can we become because of this bill? If every institution decides, starting today, to raise its standards, India will not need to wait until 2047 to become developed. A Viksit Bharat will begin from our classroom. Thank you, friends. With these words, I request a healthy discussion and your scholarly inputs with my opening remarks. It has been a pleasure to connect with you today. I would like to be excused for my another meeting, which is just now to start at 2:30. Thank you, friends, for your patience and joining for this important event today of CEGR. Thank you, Dr. Ravish Roshan, for inviting me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. David Jain, mentor CEGR, past president CEGR, and Chancellor Prestige University for the detailed opening remarks and giving detailed insight about the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan bill. So thank you so much for always supporting the CEGR and look forward to next initiative. Now I request another strong pillar of CEGR, Dr. Sachin Gupta, Senior Vice President CEGR and Chancellor Sanskriti University, to present his view on the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan bill. Over to you, Dr. Sachin Gupta, sir.
नमस्कार रवीश जी, सभी को मेरा, सभी एजुकेशनिस्ट और जितने भी लोग यहाँ मौजूद हैं, सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. गुड आफ्टरनून टू एवरीवन. First of all, thanking you for inviting me to this wonderful conference on the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhinam Bill 2025. As we all know, that this earlier which was named as HEKI was long-awaited bill by the higher education. Now that this bill has come and it has been sent to the JPC and it has been sent for review. Now it is for all of us to review that bill. What are the benefits or demerits? Because everything has merits and demerits. So I think it's a good time for all the educators to look after that. I divide this bill into 5 parts from my point of view. Number 1 is combination of 3 bodies. As we all know, this bill has combination of 3 bodies. One is UGC, AICTE, and NCTE. From that point of view, it is a welcome step that there will not be multiple bodies or there एक ही body होगी जिसको हमें represent करना होगा, and that is good for everyone. So that is one part. The second part that bill talks about is increased autonomy.
I think there is some technical glitch on the behalf of Dr. Sachin Gupta, sir. Yes.
No, he has
Yes, sir,
come
you
back.
are in the mute mode.
He has come back.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'll start from there. The bill firstly talks about the combination of three bodies, which is AICT, UGC, and NCT. I welcome that step as the combination of three bodies because we all had to go to different bodies. It will be a welcome step for all of us. Number one. Number two, it talks about increased autonomy. And we've been talking about autonomy when the nation wants to do progress. I think every institute, every industry requires autonomy. जब हम विकसित भारत की बात करते हैं, it is a vision of a prime minister, honorable prime minister, that he wants by 2047 India to become Viksit Bharat. That means India to have a 5 trillion economy, India to grow and have exports, and also the education, the enrollment ratio has to rise. So the autonomy has to be given. But in the right per se, when we talk about autonomy, the Niti Aayog also talks about autonomy, but when autonomy is given, we as institutions have multiple works to do. It also talks about the third point is single window system, but in fact that is not there till now because we have state governments, we have multiple councils, we have accreditation bodies, and after that also another accreditation body that has come is after NAC and NBA, that is QCI. Now, third body has come up. So I think on one part, the government is talking about single window system, and on the other part, they're creating multiple windows and channels. So that has to be, a signal has to come very clearly whether we have to follow NAC, NBA, or QCI also. Because if you see the burden on the faculties, it is so much regarding the compliance of every university or every school that they're departing in. So the compliance system is becoming a burden on the institutions. I think that one part has should have been looked by the UGC and the new bill also, because every day we get a nomenclature from the state governments, especially I'm talking about Uttar Pradesh. I don't know about other states where we have higher education, private universities association also. There are multiple, every day we get a letter compliance of that. So I think we are overburdened with that. So, and when we talk about autonomy, India is having multiple states. So when we make a bill or draft something like NAC or CUT, I think we have to look into a fact that we have multiple state boards. So after CUT, what has happened? Does it have given any benefit to us? I think most of the government universities now seats are vacant because the time the CUT conducts examinations and by the time results come, almost the students have taken admission everywhere. And मेरा जो अपना जो नजरिया है देखने का, CUT के आने से हमारा कहीं ना कहीं उसमें एडमिशन का हमारे को बहुत ज्यादा बेनिफिट नहीं हो रहा है. आई नो दिस इज फॉर द अदर मेंबर्स टू से. फ्रॉम CUT इट्स लाइक अ कॉमन एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स, but I think when multiple exams, there is every private university is doing own examinations. Every IM body, like they have the CAT, architecture have their own, engineering they have their own examination. Then you have CUT. So we are burdening the students with multiple examination also. If we say that other examinations are going to finish and only CUT is to remain, then I think CUT becomes relevant. The other part, we've spoken to CBSE also. This practically speaking, if we are running schools, their 11, 12 school boards classes were empty because they all go for preparation for entering examinations. And when we talk about preparing for entering examinations, do the children require education or they have to prepare for the examination? So this part has to be answered in the single window system and the increased autonomy, that real education being imparted or the students are preparing for the benefit of the entry examinations. After that, we have the exit examination also. We've seen exit examination in D pharmacy. We have exit examination in Ayurveda. And we are getting to hear that there'll be more exit examination coming in medical and the courses also. So I think when we say autonomy, there has to be clarity on that nomenclature. The other point that I want to make here is alignment of NEP 2020. That is a welcome step. We all are following NEP, and I think NEP has benefited all of us. And in the coming times, the NEP is going to help us. The fifth point I want to make relevant is what global standards. Yes, the country needs to come out of its shell with changing the education system, with the Indian knowledge system. We need to match the global standards of research, our curriculum. But when we have invited the foreign universities, it's not the same relevant playing field for all of us. If you and we all may be knowing, अभी मुंबई में 5 यूनिवर्सिटीज ने अभी अपने एडमिशंस ओपन किए हैं. And if you talk to any Maharashtra universities, the fees that they're offering and the courses they're offering. I think अभी बहुत universities कहती हैं हमें शायद फर्क नहीं पड़ता, but in the coming time, when the campuses are opening in Gurgaon, Noida, and we compare the infrastructure, when we compare, because the dollar 90 is to 1 rupee, 90 rupees is to $1. For them, it is only investment of $1, but for us, it is 90 rupees. For investing in India, it is not a big pan of cake for foreign universities. And whether it will be like for faculties, because the salaries would they'll be offering, there'll be huge shortage of faculties because they'll be offering better resources, better infrastructure. From the student point of view, it is good, but I think for the universities, we all should be given equivalent playing field. Like whatever facilities they are providing to foreign universities, same should be provided to Indian universities also, so that we don't demerit our national assets and we give it to benefit to the foreign universities. It will be again a brain drain for us that students will be going abroad after 2 years of curriculum. So one aspect has to look into this. So I think overall there are certain points which are very beneficial and a 2 3 points need to be answered, which I think in coming days we all will be writing to the committee members, and I welcome all the good steps that has been taken in the bill. But there are few steps, like one step I've been told that in case of penalty there'll be no appeal system. I'm not clear about that. I was being told about that. If that is the case, I think that repellent appeal system to the court should also be available made over there. So there's some certain points which need to be answered, and rest I think overall there are merits and demerits. So this is all I want to quote. Thank you so much, Raviji, for giving the opportunity. Thank you so much. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Sachin Gupta, sir, Chancellor, Sanskriti University, and Senior Vice President, CEGR, for the wonderful point. And I request all the speakers to send me few bullet points so that we can club all the bullet points and send it to the JPC for on behalf of CEGR our recommendation. So we request all the speakers to send the points through the mail. Now I request Dr. Parag Kalkar, Pro Vice Chancellor, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, to present his view. Over to you, Dr. Parag Kalkar, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi, sir. It is a high time for all of us that in 2020, we have seen that NEP document in July 20. Now it's after 5 years, we are seeing the very important aspect which all institutions were waiting for. That is a bill of combining all council, because there are multiple council, there are multiple regulation, overlapping regulation, and education is higher education being a concurrent. There is central regulation, then state regulation, and we are part and parcel of a state university, then University Act. So I think the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan bill is ambitious and transformative, but many things I think we have to deliberate, aiming to modernize the India's higher education system in line with NEP 2020. If implemented effectively, it could reduce the red tape and raise academic quality, because we know that all these central agencies, even after the institute exists 10 years or 20 years, they first start with the land records, then building records. They have never reached up to the level of the quality, because and make Indian universities globally competitive. So that autonomy, however, success has to be a balanced execution of this. Adequate funding has to be given to various universities, not only to the central universities and IITs and IIMs, and safeguarding the institutional autonomy. I have points in my mind, as Ravish ji has told. First is regulation. The current system is a multiple regulation. Now it will be a single regulation merging all these three bodies. Then transparency also be there. It was fragmented and bureaucratic. So I think faceless and technology-driven single window system, if it comes in a real existence, it will definitely going to help the institution. Autonomy, it was a limited autonomy or a paper autonomy and highly regulated. Now greater autonomy and trusting on the institution, because they are creating infrastructure, they are deploying their manpower. So we must trust on the institution leadership. Global competitiveness was lagging. I think explicitly aligned with the global standard. Every institute can create and develop their own standard, and funding, I think, was managed by the regulators. I think it has to be kept with the administrative of the respective institutions. Challenges is the funding autonomy how it can create a better resources for the institution to grow. Then implementation complexity is going to be there, that it's not only merger of three regulation into a one regulation. So how they are going to implement. And I'm more worried about over centralization. So if you have one body and it is over centralized, I think flexibility is likely to get reduced. And stakeholder resistance, universities, colleges, autonomy, we have reached up to certain level right now. They should not face challenges by this regulation. So we must have to see that if the chance is given, CEGR can represent before the Joint Parliamentary Committee. Ravishji, if you're gathering the points, if you can take an appointment and all senior chancellors and vice chancellor can go and meet and explain what we required in reality, because we'll have a great time where this regulation will get into one regulation and implementation will take time. So that 1 year or 6 months will be more critical for all of us, that how in which regulation will be monitored. So we have to see that the concept is good. We are most awaited concept, but we are waiting that right kind of document must come. It should not be overpowering the institutional autonomy, and it should be aligned with the global standards which every institute is now, because all the private universities, institutions have already spent their 20, 30, 50 years. So they need more autonomy for the development of a student, and it has to be student centric basically. Again, quality assurance, we have parallel councils that NAC and NBA and so many stringent council were there. I think it has to be left out to the institution to decide different verticals of autonomy. So this is my points take away from this. I'm very happy to be part of this August gathering. And thank you very much, Ravishji, for inviting me, and congratulations for completing your doctorate.
Thank you, Dr. Parag Kalkar, sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, Savitribai Phule Pune University. Now, we welcome Dr. Sandeep Marwa, Chancellor AFT University and mentor CEGR and past president CEGR in the webinar. So I think sir is on the way to office. So after the one speaker, he will be the speaker. Meanwhile, no.
Yes.
So thank you, Dr. Sandeep Marwa, sir, for joining this webinar.
Pleasure is mine.
So after one speaker, are you comfortable, sir? So now I request Dr. Ravikesh Srivastava, Vice Chancellor, Vijay Bhumi University, to present his view. Over to you, Dr. Ravikesh Srivastava, sir.
Sorry, I was mute. Thank you, Dr. Ravis. I think for inviting me for this discussion, which is very contextual, and all the academicians should come forward to express their views so that we can make some consensus to, I think, present to the government or make some correction in this. The bill has introduced in the 15th December and already forwarded to the JPC for the discussion further, and there is a possibility to have some corrections also. So once we'll have the revised and final bill with us, definitely would like to further discuss on the certain points. But this is the part of our National Education Policy 2020, where it was suggested that there has to be some common commissions to look into all these. Earlier, we are having the UGC. UGC's name is the University Grant Commission. How many university has benefited with the grant? I'm not sure, and that is why its name was not perfectly aligned with the university. So the UGC, AICT, NCTC, and the architecture, the four commission has been merged with this Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan 2025. This is I will say, that is a good move to have a one window to take care of all these, because almost anyone is having the college, the affiliated college, giving the degree of BTech, they have to approach AICT, and the university, if they are giving the BTech degree, they have to approach to the UGC. a lot of confusion, and whether one should go to the NBA, one should go to the NAC. Again, there is a confusion. So now I think such confusion will definitely remove from this particular bill, and there will be and particularly for the all the private university, we know there is a 1200 around 1200 universities in our country, and out of these 1200 you can see the contribution of the state university, either the state government university or state private university, is almost around 1000. So major contribution is from these state university. Central university and the institution of eminence and the other university are very few. As a rough estimate, around 5 crore students are in the higher education. And out of these 5 crore students, almost 90% students will be covered under this bill. So this is a very important, particularly if you are discussing about the Viksit Bharat, because these the students who are at now with the different institution are going to take a leadership role during the time once we see the Viksit Bharat in 2047. So that is, I will say, that is a very important. There is a mix. You can say the opinion. Someone is saying that is a going to help us to develop more autonomy, but someone is saying it is going to compromise with the autonomy. But we have to understand, this bill is the interest of who? I think if you are thinking as a management, if you are thinking as a vice chancellor, if you are thinking as a faculty, or if you are thinking as a students, for the students, this bill is going to be definitely benefited to number of the students, and they are going to contribute in our Viksit Bharat. In what way the students will be benefited? I'll take the few examples and then I'll explain. One is the first, of course, autonomy. Autonomy means the students will have a flexible. If they want to change the stream, they can change. Even if they want to change the one university to another university, they can change. So this is the great benefit, is particularly with this bill. Transparency. The transparency means every institution has to mandate to go with the public disclosure, and all the policy is very clearly stated on their website, on their public domain. So students can analyze each and every information in terms of the curriculum, in terms of the program, in terms of the innovations, research quality, faculty quality, and based on that, they can take decisions. So this is another. Now the university is not going to be just only in the infrastructure input based. Basically, these students are going to analyze based on the outcome based. How the students has been benefited with the learning outcome from one particular institutions. So this is another way. And also how Indian knowledge integrated with the global standard, that also has been very much focused in this particular bill. Because Indian knowledge system, whether you take the example of the Chanakya, Arthashastra, anything, is a very strong to give the message to the global world, and how you are integrating with the global innovations and the technology. So you can capitalize our legacy of the Indian knowledge. That is another way. This bill is usually talking about the three very important pillars. One is the regulatory councils, second is the accreditation council, and third is the standard councils. Regulatory council is especially would like to ensure about the quality of educations, prevailing the norms, governance, management, faculty, so that you can have some sense of the security, and the financial probity is very important. So the university or the institution should not be treated as a business entity. So these are the very important parameters to ensure the regulatory councils. Purpose is that going through the regulatory councils, you are getting the graded autonomy. And at a point, once you are meeting all the criteria, meeting all the parameters, the institution will be the full autonomy. So this is the path of the progress, how with the regulatory norms, you are moving towards to have a full autonomy. And second is the I'll say the accreditations. So now whatever the accreditation, whether the NAC, NBA, now it is this going to be disappear. So this particular council will take care of all the accreditations based on the certain standards developed by these particular accreditations council. And all the parameters will be, again, I like to focus outcome based learning. That is the very important criteria to understand. And third is the standard council. That is the, again, in the interest of the students, because how you are equating the credit system in some part in the lecture class, practical classes, field job, how you are awarding the credit. And suppose if students are going to move from one state to another state, one university to another state, what are the standards you had maintained in terms of the pedagogy, in terms of the learning outcome? Based on that, these courses will be mapped, and then the institution to institution mobility will be allowed. So how every institution will be more or less at par with the credit system, and the minimum credit, as you know, the 40 credit to move to the next year. That is how we are maintaining. What are the others way of assessment, evaluation, everything. So based on this, the standard will be decided of each university, and then these three councils will take care. One thing very important that has been introduced in this bill, which is the first time, there is a punitive also have given provisions. The institutions not complying with these norms, they will have some other way, maybe financial punishments or a fine, or could be taken the autonomy, or could be taken the this particular accreditations, or even the degree awarding authority can be withdrawn. So this is the first time academic institution this bill has introduced, protecting the interest of the students. Might be the student will be migrated from one institution to other institution. So interest of the students will be, I think, protected, and based on that, this some implications you can say has also been imposed. Another benefit in this particular bill, I can see that there is a lot of debate of some institutions, independent institutions providing the PGDM, other university providing the MBA. There is a lot of confusion. So first time this bill will empower some of the institution having the good particular performance in so many years, like you take the SPGen, like you take the MDI. So these institutions will be, I think, authorized to give the degree rather than PGDM. So these are some, I think, good points has been included in this particular bill. And yes, there is always debate whether it is going to be more decentralized or it is going to be more decentralized. So slowly, we'll see that it's going to be decentralized. Power will be with the institutions. Based on that, maintaining all the parameters and having the autonomy, are moving to the graded autonomy. So with this, I would like to conclude, and I'll be happy to listen to these speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Avikesh Srivastava, sir, Vice Chancellor, Vijay Bhumi University, and regularly supporting the various causes of CEGR. So thank you once again, sir. Now I request Dr. Sandeep Marwa, mentor CEGR, past president CEGR, and Chancellor AFT University, to present his view. Over to you, Dr. Sandeep Marwa, sir.
Thank you very much, Ravishji. Good afternoon, everyone. What a pleasure to be here this afternoon with all of you on this beautiful, well-designed webinar on Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan Bill. Let me take this wonderful opportunity to extend my heartiest congratulations to Ravishji for organizing this webinar, and my special thanks for inviting me here. Let me start with two lines. कि रास्तों की दिलकशी अपनी जगह, चलने वालों की भी मर्जी चाहिए. यूं तो महफिल में हम पढ़ते रहे, सुनने वालों की भी मर्जी चाहिए. लाख आंसू इश्क भी रोए तो क्या, आसमानों की भी मर्जी चाहिए. I mean, we've been shouting for last 35 years that we need amendments, we need alterations, we need corrections, we are educators, we know better than government, and all those things. Now, I'm happy that at least one good bill has taken shape and it is going to be now presented. It's going to be a part and parcel of our day-to-day life, day-to-day affairs. And I think I must congratulate government for taking such a bold step after so many years and come with these large number of corrections for all of us. Point number two, which comes to my mind, I'm recollecting the same kind of a discussions we have done enough. I must say that while when new GST bill was on the table and people were worried, insecure, conscious, discussing, criticizing, shouting, and reluctant even to talk about it. I think this is something like that which is going to happen for few days. There'll be large number of seminars, webinars, discussions, and people will criticize. Some will try to pose. Somebody will be genuinely trying to be there. Yes, 32 amendments were made in GST case, and then it became one of the finest law of the country, which has brought almost now 200,000 crore rupee every month to the government. Government of India is rich, and they are in a position to take country to new heights, to new place, and rest, you know it. We are fourth, now going to be third biggest power, and I think when we talk about Viksit Bharat education, I have always been shouting from every platform, if there is anything which requires more correction in this country is nothing but education. I'm very happy government has become so conscious about education, because if you are not producing right product, you can never have a bright future. This is my way of understanding education. I'm very happy because when new education policy was placed during 2020, AAFT is the case study. We had also proposed a few points, and I'm so happy that all those points were taken into account instantly and immediately, which was connected to workshops, seminars, symposium, interaction programs, guest faculty, for foreign faculty visits, for international department, festivals, that all has been taken into new education policy, and it has become now part of the system. Uh, nothing. There's nothing as such to worry about. Only thing is that small amendments here and there on our day-to-day affair basis might be needed. And I think at the end of the day, what I personally feel that it is going to bring in lots of correction to our own mistakes. We've been sometimes even institutions are very lethargic in completing their own conditions and in their own way of providing education. So these small amendments and supervisions by the government bodies will make some correction elements into our system, and we will be rectified. It's exactly like when you go for a AICT approval, 225 conditions you have to clear. जब आप वो लिस्ट देखते हैं तो तोते उड़ जाते हैं. आदमी कहता है मारे गए. Why this is required? Why so much? But trust me, when you actually start correcting yourself, you feel so happy that I am now a better institution. I am a well-carved institution, and I have cleared my own doubts and my own minus points from my institution. So I think I'm very happy that something like this is coming up. Fortunately, I'm in another meeting right now, and I have some foreign delegates which are sitting in my room. So I have to actually beg sorry for right now. I wish everyone all the best. and to Ravish, obviously, thank you once again. And I'm anxiously waiting that this concrete step should taken place so that we all can get into a very positive competition and win the world. Indian education system has to be the best in the world. We have given the best brains to the world. Today, the whole world is eager and anxious to hire Indians in every department possible. And I think if we can rectify ourselves, if we can amend, alter, and correct ourselves for better production of manpower, I think there'll be no harm in accepting bills like this. With all these words, thank you very much once again. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर संदीप मारवा सर, थैंक यू सो मच। आप कितने भी बिजी होते हैं, टाइम सीजीआर के लिए जरूर निकाल लेते हैं, एंड योर ग्रेटनेस इज इन दैट सर। सो थैंक यू सो मच ऑल फॉर ऑलवेज सपोर्टिंग द सीजीआर, एंड यू इंडीड यू आर one of the strong pillar of the CEGR. As a mentor and as a past president, your continued guidance is required, and we look forward to the long-term association with you. Thank you, Dr. Sandeep Marwas.
Thank you, Ji. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
And now I request Dr. Batesa, Trustee Oswal Education Foundation from the Jamnagar. So we welcome you, Dr. Batesa, sir. Under this Oswal Education, a number of schools, colleges are in the Gujarat. So we are from Gujarat. We welcome Dr. Batesa, sir.
Great afternoon. Namaste to all. Whatever talk was said by Dr. Sandeep sir, Dr. Ravi K sir, Dr. Parag sir, Dr. Jain sir, as well as Dr. Sachin Gupta sir, somewhere I am agreeing with they have really good observation, and whatever they told, that was somewhere aligned with the whatever we are doing here. My simple thing is that before we discuss, this was the historical step taken by the government. And whenever such things are going to take place within a short period, some facts and figures definitely we need to take care. What are some facts and figures? Yes. In India, we have 60 plus boards are there, education boards, under which more than 15 lakh schools are running. In India, we have more than 1200 universities are there, under which 50,000 plus colleges are also running. My dear friends, in India, school-going students, college-going students are more than around 25 crores. So according to me, whatever is happening with this bill, definitely I'm positive it will happening something good, but that is affecting 25 plus crore students. So what I wanted to tell you, today, just now, whatever UGC, whatever AICT, whatever NCTE are doing, somewhere, I don't know about you people, or somewhere we are even struggling. My people, my principals, my directors, somewhere they are struggling because much more things are not aligned. So whenever this one institute is coming, then one thing only I want to suggest that bill or that organization should be more transparent, it should be more flexible, it should be more simple. Why? Definitely these boards and these universities are definitely there, but somewhere I'm looking very forward, very positive forward. In India, nearest future, more and more universities and more foreign boards are entering. So they have to deal with many things more, and whatever they have to go miles and miles again. So again, I repeat, only one thing is that this under this one organization or one leading organization, it should be more transparent, more flexible, and more simple. If they are more simplicity give, then that will be benefited to across India and Indian education system. And whatever we give our feedback, we need to give on this only. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vartesa, sir, Trustee Oswal Education Foundation. So thank you so much, sir. Now I request Dr. A.G. Thakur, sir, Vice Chancellor, Sanjeevani University from Maharashtra, to present his view. Over to you, Dr. A.G. Thakur, sir.
So I'm audible, I think, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. So first of all, I am very much thankful to CGR and particularly to Dr. Ravish Roshan sir for giving this opportunity to be a part of this very important discussion. Because whenever any such amendments happen, lot of discussions are required to get the clarity. Everyone is having different thought process. Because today itself I conducted one meeting of my leader and I asked them that how many of time you have discussed with your faculty regarding the NEP. So have you handholded your faculty and you are expecting? So that is very much important. And I think that this is a good initiatives. Of course, as many speaker has highlighted that this is the very bold step by the government of India, wherein we are integrating so many bodies into a single. Still, of course, there is a scope. I think pharmacy is not a part of this, as well as even the medical, and this also is not a part of that. In future, I think it happens because in the recent past we have seen that there was overlap, particularly for the pharmacy. The PCI was there, ICT was there, and the institutions were in lot of confusion whether to go with the PCI rules or ICT rules, and lot of things are happening, and they are in the pressure because I am also the part of our organization is also having the pharmacy, so we know the what is the challenges. So this is a good step, particularly when we are preparing for accreditation. Many time we are facing the problem, we have to prepare something different for NBA, something different for the NAC. So now if there is a single regulatory authority and accrediting authority, I think that we can really get into the very concrete and very appropriate type of the accreditation, regulatories and other things. Only few things I want to put forward from my side, particularly when we are implementing this thing. I know that this is a challenging, but it should not happen that just because in India, most of the, if you see the rules, regulations are very good, but the problem is with the implementation. Now, even though if we really study the impact of NEP 2020, we'll observe that many of the things are yet on the thought process only. If we can ask any university how many has taken multiple exit entry, even though some policy has been made for the sake of making, but I don't think that in real sense that leverage has been taken by any university or any student. So we have to see that how the implementation of this can be done. Of course, there are a lot of good points about this thing, but there are some challenges also imposed by so many things that maybe central government is going to make some more, we can say, hand holding as per as compared to the state government. So this is the debatable things, particularly in Indian context. The one of the challenge what we feel that we have to improve our monitoring system also, in the sense that in that it is written that if any fake institutions are there, 2 crore fine will be imposed, something like this. The question arises that how these institutions are growing to such an extent that they are giving the fake degrees. That itself is a really question mark. When we are having lot of system, why our system cannot? Because the students are taking admission, and at the end when they are getting that their degree is fake, so they are at the end of the sufferer. So we required a very stringent monitoring system, particularly as we know that India was supposed to be one of the innovative country in the world, particularly before the even the Mughal regime. सोने की चिड़िया कहा जाता था, because we are having lot of novelty and lot of artistic things are, and lot of trades are happening across the world. If you see GDP that time, exactly I cannot remember, that is more than 20%. But as the British regime started and they started giving the education in a such a way that they have totally stopped the component of the what we can say innovation and other thing, and because of that we have gone long back. Actually, we are too back as compared to the developed country. But definitely, the NEP 2020, even though a lot of scope is there for its improvement, but it is the first step. And second step is that the government has taken this thing. Uh, the day the success story will be there when actually the Indian institutions start. Now, if you see number of institutions consider, India is one of having the highest number of, I think in the top 4 5 will be there. But when it comes to the question of US ranking and other things, even our IITs are also above the 100. So the second, what my suggestion is that in future, Of course, the outcome-based education we are implemented, but in real sense, really it is happening. That also we have to think in that perspective, and particularly we have to see what is the impact of the education on the stakeholder, on the we can say students, parents, society. That has to be monitored, and all these things are possible only and only when each and every university will take the advantage of this liberty. The one thing I want to suggest that, particularly with a due respect to all, we have to somewhere give the preference to the merit rather than the bureaucratic approach, because we know that so many top, we can say, in some of the public university VCs and other things, sometimes some influences are there in hiring them rather than the merit. So unless and until we are not coming out of this thing and all the systems are really autonomous and all the leaderships are being given the authority as well as the responsibility to pursue the education, then only these things will happen. And one suggestion from my side is that, particularly as you can see that in the foreign, if you go into the any developed countries, I have visited couple of countries. So universities are the laboratories of the industries. Industries are coming to university for the innovation. I was in the Warwick University in UK, and what I have seen that all this innovation in the automobile was happening in the center of the manufacturing. In India, unless and until we are not hiring the person from the industry as a faculty on the regular scale, and for that the ecosystem has to be developed so that they will get the earning as that of the compatible with the industry. The in real sense, whatever the engineers, management graduates, or as such any graduates will not be that much useful for the industry. That problem we are facing, and only by taking this bill or by implementing NAP or like this bill is not going to change unless and until each and every stakeholder is implementing it in that particular sense. These are only few thoughts from my side because most of the things are being already shared by other experts. So thanks for giving me opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. A.G. Thakur, sir, Vice Chancellor, Sanjeevani University. Now, I request Dr. Preeti Bajaj, Director, GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management from Greater Noida. Over to you, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, ma'am.
Thank you, Ravish ji. So thank you so much for inviting me to be here. And probably I'm the last speaker, so most of the points have been covered, but I will try to give a new comparison of this, the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan Bill 2025. So the points which have been covered so far, just to give a glimpse in 30 seconds, is it has three independent councils, which is like Viksit Bharat Shiksha Vinyaman Parishad, Gunvatta Parishad, and Manak Parishad. So one for regulatory, one for replacing all accreditations, and one for standardizations of the curriculum and academics, right? But what is and all that to this is all to encourage the single window system, transparency, accountability, graded autonomy, focus on quality, and especially after 5 years after NEP 2020 was introduced. Now, what is I have done a different comparison of this. That what has been missed for. So in this, we don't have, except medical and allied medical programs, we have tried to cover all the, institutions, right, from central, deemed, affiliated colleges and all. What has been about whether the central, because it's a concurrent, the education is always being concurrent agenda. So whether the state government still will be dominating in some sense, or there will be a full control from central government, or this council is still not been clear. This is going to help the students to become more competitive. But right now, I have compared this with 6 nations. How is the structure with China? how is the structure with Russia, how is the structure with Malaysia, how is the structure with Australia and New Zealand, which is South Asia part, and how is going to be in Singapore, and how we are differ from this. So if I consider the China, which is more politically driven, ours is a good, highly we have tried to centralize, but not as high as the China, which is state directed system. We haven't spoken about that. But yes, one good point which I see, which can come when more elaboration would be there for this system, is elite universities, whether those are private or government, will be in directly central control, which is not, might be NIRF, we haven't spoken about. So probably the top 50, top 100 institutions in direct control of, central control. So they have strong national planning, they have set targets, and according to targets, they were governing the institutions in China. Can we do that? The Russia have a different kind of setup wherein that talks about decentralization, but central regulatory is there, strong inspection authority and heavy penalty. Probably we are talking about heavy penalty. So we have a combination of China plus Russia, which talks about Russia's inspection style, penalty framework, and we talked about autonomy as well. So Russia is more compliance driven, less innovation driven. Probably ours is going to be innovation driven as well. And they talked about less institutional autonomy. Ours is more on institutional autonomy. When we go for Malaysia as well, because that also is giving good research, they have more on accreditation. They are talking about teaching and research universities. They talked about international benchmarking. I guess we should also talk about somewhere international global benchmark we have set, but not exactly. And we should also talk about research and teaching university, which all academicians and authorities we are talking about. So the South Korea is talking about research outcome, wherein we are not talking about funding. We are not talking about research outcome. Probably in coming days, funding is fine. That's a different issue which has been mentioned in the NEP 2020. But at least we can talk about research outcome based on thrust areas of the nation. Taiwan is talking about global academic integration, which we have also said. But one thing which we can include is Singapore is always talking about in their regulatory framework is strong industry integration. So we haven't talked about strong industry integration, which probably when we derive and which we come out with a detailed document that can also have further in the part of as an policy, probably the boards with the global experts, strong industry integration, which will give India's good position for large number of universities to have, the global rankings as well. So, and coming out to Australia and New Zealand, they are more into international peer review and more on quality framework, which probably we are talking about. But if more and detailed document can come out with a global recognition and mobility, because we talked about this global recognition, ranking, mobility, and quality in NEP 2020. And probably this is the platform which will give us insight into all these parameters and terminologies which we have used. So I consider this document as a very welcome move, which has combination of Japan, Singapore, Korea, Taiwan, Australia, New Zealand, Chinese, the best points of every council, central council, and which it has, to remove the legacy of so many years, 65 years is not that going to be easy. So probably we should not over expect in immediate basis, but next 5 years, it would pick up, and the goal, I'm sure that would be a very mature system and shall give us the best what India requires in coming time and much before 2047. With these words, thank you so much, Dr. Ravish, for giving me opportunity. And it was fantastic, and it is always pleasure to join your platform, and I wish CEGR to be a great success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, Director GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, for giving detailed view on the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan bill. Now I request Dr. Partha Sarkar, Principal GIS College of Engineering from West Bengal to present his view. Over to you, Dr. Partha Sarkar, sir.
Good afternoon. Namaskar to all. Thank you, Ravish ji, to provide me a chance to speak on this Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishthan bill. Maybe I am the last where everybody has spoke many things that is covering that is the bill which has been placed. Then main parts of the bill, that is three parts, that is regulatory council, another is accreditation council, standard council, which madam just now explained about this thing, that Viksit Bharat Shiksha Biniman Parishad, that is regulatory council, and accreditation council, that is Viksit Bharat Shiksha Gunavatta Parishad, standard council Viksit Bharat Shiksha Manak Parishad. The core of the core objectives of this bill was to facilitate a few things, that is morely the three or four, rather four, AICT, UGC, and NCT, and our this architecture council. These four they have come under one umbrella. So better coordination between the regulatory bodies, clear determination of academic and institutional standards, and unified governance mechanism for higher education will be the main objective. That's what it is looking for. Now it is applicable to all that has been mentioned, all central and state universities, college and higher educational institution, institution of national importance, institution of eminence, technical and teacher educational institution, all professional engineering colleges, architecture colleges, except medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, and law. These are not included. When we are talking about the benefits of the students about this thing from this bill, the students can get better quality teaching. College will work hard to reach world standards. Course becomes more flexible. Course become more flexible. One can mix like science and with arts kind of thing, which is a part of our NEP to 2020. There is a strong that must be a strong system to handle complaints also, because what we have seen that in the proposed bill, the punitive action is there, which is first time that we have seen that some punitive actions are also there. So maybe more new ideas and research may happen, because it is towards when we are thinking for the betterment of the institute, betterment of the quality of education. But uh, above all, all of our experts have talked different levels. My concerns to me, the different concerns which come to my mind, that is the way we are proposing our education system. Uh, have we changed our eligibility conditions for different employment purpose so far? Because when you have given the flexibility to the students, when the students can earn credits from the different year, different streams, whether we have provided the similar kind of eligibility condition for employment, till now it has not been in the practice. Second, are you ready to accept the students from different university with different credits, whether it is practically we are doing or not, whether it is practically we are doing or not, uh, whether we are practically it is doing or not. The third one is, are you ready with the educational institution that are placed in rural belt of India, where stu- where where the students, just a minute, just a minute, sir. I'm sorry, sir. uh, well, going to set what we are going to say, whether it will be possible in the rural belt of India. And the fourth one, will are we creating an environment where the big players can be the part of the educational industry? These are the few concerns where my mind is going on with this kind of bill. But eventually, this is a bill which has been done for the betterment of the educational system, a standard of our country. Let us hope that this will go step by step, and in every step, we will create the solution and we can make some good solution for that. By that, the way our honorable Prime Minister have hoped for the Viksit Bharat by 2047, we may reach to that standard, and may we see that India is going to change to a different level. With these words, I conclude here. Thank you, sir, again. Thank you again for giving me a chance to speak in this forum.
Thank you, Dr. Parthasgar, Principal GIS College of Engineering, part of GIS University. Thank you so much, sir. And sorry, part of the GIS group,
Yes,
part of the
sir.
GIS group of West Bengal. So yes, so thank you so much. And with this word, we are very grateful to all the speakers who gave their consent to address this webinar, and we are grateful to. And now I request Dr. Arya Patnaik. Arya Patnaik, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. I'm trying your number, but you are not responding. So I thought, what is happening? Are you
No, no,
audible
no.
or not?
Oh, now I'm there. I'm listening since long. I have listened everybody. Uh, should I go ahead?
So, and actually, sir, I was trying your number, so I thought, is there any some difficulty or technical glitch? So, with this word, now I request Dr. Arya Patnaik, Secretary Raul Kela Institute of Management Studies and National Vice President CEGR, to present his view on the topic. Over to you, Dr. Arya Patnaik, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ravi's, and congratulations to you for your doctorate degree. And definitely, I will thank you for organizing such a nice topic. And it is our practice in CGR to, as and when there is a challenge is coming and the new bills are passing, we are always trying to accumulate the points and trying to put before the government. So it is a nice topic. And I would like to say here that there are many points which has been covered by the previous speakers. And this is definitely, there are some positive points are there. So the separate bodies which you are earlier regulating, that is the regulation and accreditation and standardization things has been come to one forum. And the digital dashboard and self disclosure will definitely give a better speed as far as approval process is concerned. The state and academic leader will definitely get a chance to participate in the decision making authorities before the decision making authorities. And students will also get chance to choice there because of clear benchmark and accreditation reports. And promote flexibility and interdisciplinary learning system, and focus on research and innovation is also there. So with all these things, I have few points which I would like to mention here, that some of these things which may be possible or may not be also, because once this central regulatory system is coming into force, there may be few points which I feel that I should point it out, and I request you to allow everybody to raise their points in writing to you in bullet points, so that you can take up these things with the authorities. So my 1, 2, 3 points which I feel like mentioning over here: the standardization process may restrict academic freedom and innovation in curriculum designing. And the thing is that when there will be in this bill, they have made lot many self-disclosure, which may come out with manipulation, because when somebody is giving freedom is given, so that part has to be taken into consideration. And accreditation and this process which is there, so that will definitely being more stringent. In order, by that what is going to happen, that the academic focus may little bit get disturbed, because all the management and staff will be busy in creating the process what is required by this board, this body, that the accreditation and standardization system is becoming so powerful that majority time we have to give to process our things as far as this bill is concerned. And another challenge is that is challenge regarding the old system which is there. When you are going for a new system, definitely there are lot many things which we have to take into consideration. Then continuous monitoring and ranking definitely increase the accountability, and faculty and administration will remain busy with that. And one more good thing which is coming to my mind, that is regarding the state and the central, the act which is there. Now what is happening, even though the central wants to implement certain things, the state is not allowing that. For example, we are affiliated colleges, there is a fee structure committee, which even though there is a central fee structure standardization is there, but state is not allowing that. So in this bill, there has to be a very clear cut terms and conditions should be mentioned, that these central acts is one going to get implemented. The state government should not create any hindrance, or should not create, or there should be a collaboration with the state and central, so that whatever central is trying to implement, the state should cooperate with that. So this is these are some points, because major points has already been covered by our speakers. So with this, I thank you once again, Rabis, for organizing such a nice seminar. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Dr. Arya Patnaik, sir, National Vice President, CEGR. And with this word, now we are grateful to all the speakers, all the panelists, all the participants from all over India for joining this webinar. So on my screen, on the top, we have Dr. A.G. Thakur, Vice Chancellor, Sanjeevani University. So thank you so much, sir, for regularly supporting the various initiatives of CEGR. So thank you so much. Now I I'm grateful to Dr. Partha Sarkar, Principal, GIS College of Engineering. So thank you so much for joining this webinar. Then we are grateful to Dr. Priti Bajaj, Director, GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, for joining this webinar. So thank you so much, Priti ma'am. Then we are grateful to Dr. Bhatesh sir, Trustee, Oswal Education Group. So thank you so much, sir. Then we are grateful to Dr. Parag Kalkar, Pro Vice Chancellor, Savitribai Phule Pune University. And last but not least, we are grateful to Dr. Arya Patnaik, Secretary, Rahul Kela Institute of Management Studies, for the very regular support to the CEGR and active support to the CEGR. And we are grateful to all the participants from all over India for joining this webinar. With this word, we look forward to meet you soon in the next webinar. And we are planning to regularly organize this type of knowledge sharing webinar at least twice or thrice in a month. So with this word, we are thankful to all the speakers. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you,
Akhilesh sir,
Ravi. Thank you, Ravi.
Akhilesh sir,